Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. Going to do the partner swap today. This is the one that is, it's in March sometime, like late March. I think the video airs March the 21st. And it is musical chairs. I think Captain Cheryl came up with this one. And so here's what I'm going to do today. This is going to be the journaling block. We have to have a journaling block, a layered title, and then 2 embellishments. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I have just inked a few of these things, and I do need to ink the hair, however. Thought I had everything inked, and sure enough, I do not have the hair inked. So let's get that done. Let me get some glasses on here. All right, so let's get this little hair. This is kind of a little, you know, maybe not really punk rocker, but anyway, we're gonna ink his hair and kind of give it a little personality here. This is that same ink that I keep saying I've got to re-ink, and I haven't yet. And I have got to. It's like not got much on it. I have the re-inker. I just don't think about it until I start to use it. I'm going to fold these up so I can get to those little ones that are cut there. Get a little on them. Okay. All right. That should be plenty. So I may trim his little sideburns a little bit. That's a lot of hair for him. And then another thing I see I've got to do is little cheeks. I need some little cheeks. He's a boy, I think. He could be a girl, actually. So he doesn't need a whole lot of cheeks, but he needs just a little bit of cheeks. Give him a little bit of color. There we go. Not much, but a little. Okay. Now, I think that has the inking done. We'll see as we move along. We'll see. There may be something else. Like I said, I really didn't plan this out too far. Let me show you what I used to start with, though. This is a die that I got, I don't want to lie to you, maybe Temu a long time ago or a while back, I don't know, but it may be Amazon, I don't know, and it doesn't have anything on it, so I'm not sure. And then I just threw in these extra things, and that is this and a little one that just has all these little notes. It has the treble clef and all those notes on it. And then I also am going to use this stamp a little bit, not much, but a little bit, just to give. I'm going to make it these tickets. That's what I use that stamp on. So I think that's about. Oh, and my title, I just did it on the Cricut. So anyway, here's kind of the pieces, the main pieces to the boy, and so I'm going to start putting him together. And while I put him together, I'm going to go ahead and start the twist. The twist today is about being disciples. The last instruction that Jesus gave his disciples was to go and to be disciples, to teach people basically all over the world how to be disciples and to learn about him and to baptize them and teach them. And most of us are not, you know, preachers or missionaries by trade, but we still are not exempt from that command. They were to go everywhere, and thank goodness they did. In spite of the dangers, in spite of the resistance, they did. And that's really a good thing for us, because that command is for us as much as it is them. But if they had not followed that command, and that chain of spreading the gospel had been broken, then you and I might not know the gospel, and that would not be good. That would not be good, since our eternal life depends on it. And so if the people before us, you know, between the disciples, all those generations, and before us had failed, and we had never heard about Jesus, then our eternal life literally would be just hang in the balance. So it's our responsibility to pass on and to pass that gospel on to keep that chain from breaking. I love the little song that is the little children's song that says, "This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine." And that little song, of course, is biblical. It's based on scripture. And I want to read that scripture to you. It's from Matthew 5:14 through 16. And it says, "Neither do men light a lamp and put it under a bushel, but on a stand, and it shines on all that are in the house. Even so, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So we are to be a disciple. We're to be a disciple with our life so that people see our works and what we do good, and that credit should go to the Lord and bring him glory. But we should also be a witness with our mouths so that that gospel lives on from generation to generation and that there's not a broken chain. So that is our twist for today. Let me get this. This has a little stitching and it doesn't show, so I decided to stitch it with a little black pen. And this, I kind of made a little, because he's kind of got his knee up and his little shirt kind of has, it's just kind of, and that lightens and really blends in, so you can see how it lightens up. So that kind of fixes his little shirt up. So let's get that on him. I don't know where you live, but this is like February the, I don't know, 17th, I think, today. And it is cold, cold, cold here. I mean, like this morning, I needed to go put a swap in the mail. And I checked the weather on my phone before I walked out there. And the wind chill was a -5. And like the wind was blowing a little. I was like, burr. My dogs go out, take care of their business, and then, I mean, they are right back in. No time wasted. No time wasted. I want to apologize to those of you who watched, I think it was my last video that went up before this one. It may have been the one before that. But I did not realize, I have a stand that holds my camera that sits on the floor. And if my desk gets pushed up against that stand, when I move, because my desk is on some shelving things like from Container Store, and so it will move. And so if it's pushed up against that stand, then it will rock that stand around. And my last video, it was up against it, and that whole video, my things, and I apologize for that. I have it fixed, so hopefully that is not happening today. I'm going to trim these little sideburns just a little. I'm not too crazy about them sticking down that far, so trimming them just a little. All right, let's get his boots put together. These little people are cute, and this one's not like real complicated. Not like some of them are just too much. Have too many little tiny pieces. You can't figure out where they go. He actually had like a little X on his shirt that I didn't care for, so I didn't do that. And he had like a little chain thing that kind of, I didn't care for those. So those are the only two pieces that I left off, though. Other than that, I used all the pieces. He was not one of the real complicated ones. Okay, there are his boots. but I thought he was cute, especially for this swap because he had that little microphone. And I have a guitar and some things, but it was like an acoustical guitar, and he would have needed like a rock star guitar. It didn't really fit with this, so I didn't do the guitar thing. And then this reminds me more of blues, jazz blues or something, but anyway, that's what I chose. So that's what you're getting. I can see me using this on, you know, like we have 2 or 3 musical programs every year or more, probably 4 musical programs every year at school with the boys. And so that was where I figured I would use it, even though, you know what, I really wanted to slide this. This is one piece I'm not too crazy about on this. I really wanted to slide it in under there, but I've already glued that down. Maybe I can get it up enough to put it under there a little. These are his little shoelaces, and the others look cute, but the one on this shoe that's kind of going sideways just looked kind of odd to me. And I tried a couple of different things. And I thought, you know, I think I'm going to try just sliding it back in under there. If I can get it in under there. There we go. There, I do like that better. And then this one is, it's really fun. It has separate little shoelaces. So we get to do each one individually and put them on there. But it looks pretty cute, so we're going to do it. Yes, I walked out to the mailbox this morning to mail my swap, and checked my phone, and it was like a -5 chill factor. And it's my mailbox, it's probably 50 yards from where I leave the house to the end of the driveway and then turn down to where my mailbox is. So it wasn't like just stepping outside the door and sticking it in a mailbox. But everybody's like, oh, I'm so tired of this cold weather. I'm ready for this to be over, and I love it. I love it. I've always said I would kind of like to spend a winter. I'd really think I'd like to spend a winter like in Vermont or New Hampshire or somewhere like that. I want to, like the Currier and Ives scene, you know, with the snow and I don't like to get out in it. And I pray for, and I feel so sorry for the people who have to get out and work in it. My heart just goes out to people that are homeless and to animals that, you know, don't have good protection. And I literally pray for them every day during this kind of weather, because that does just really concern me. But I myself love it. I don't want to get out in it. I just like it. I just want to sit here and I sit here and I scrapbook. I'm looking out the window at it, and I love it. And I just popped an eye somewhere. I thought I had actually an extra one, because I'm always doing things like that. I have no idea where that just popped off to. Let's see if I did. I did. I threw an extra one in here. Thank goodness. I'm always doing something stupid like that. All right. Now, he has a little mouth down there, and I have debated over whether I didn't do his little eyebrows before I put his hair over them, so I think I'm not going to do them. I don't know if I should do his little mouth or not. I have a brown, but it's not that fine tip. I don't have another, I don't have a, I think I'm, oh, I don't know. I may just do it in this black because it doesn't show up much. And then sometimes I do a couple little dots for his nose. Okay, I think that has him. I need to do just a, I like just a little something with his eyes. There we go. And then I also like to put the little white dot in their eyes. Okay, so there's that. I think that finishes him. And he's got some, I thought about doing some white because there's some embossed places there, but then I decided not to. So there's our little guy. Now the fun part. I doubled this microphone, and I'm gonna step out there and I'm gonna do it on camera, which is probably one of the dumber things I've ever done, because I didn't want to send, well, I mean, yes, everything's supposed to have 2 layers, but he has 2 layers, well, several layers, but I wanted it to have more than 1 layer just because I wanted it to be sturdier. So I'm going to step out here and do this right in front of you. And what I think worked the best was just to do this bottom part. Of course, this is the hard part. Hope I don't get my hair. However, I did comb my hair and put my makeup on this morning. This part on, and then I mean, it is not easy with those tiny little lines. And this glue dries so fast that you don't have much time to work, and especially when you take as long as I do. Okay, that's pretty good. That one, I may have to glue that a little. Then after I got that done, then I did this upper part, which was actually easier. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't mess it up, so I usually, when it comes to doing things like this on camera, that's when you really mess things up, but I didn't, so there. All right, so there's that, and then this little microphone has a little piece that goes on it. There it is. There we go. Put that on there. And his little microphone is finished. And then we have these tickets. And so that's where I used that die set. Now, I could have done this, and I'm going to tell you how I did that in a minute. But instead, I hadn't done that yet. And so I used the tickets, and this one needs to be inked. I had watched Terry Rice do a video where she made all these tickets and embellished them, and then a bunch of stamps. Well, I didn't have a stamp die cut, but I did have a couple of ticket die cuts. And I thought, you know, if somebody wanted to use this like for a concert, or even like I'm going to use it for my grandkids' music programs, the ticket's really appropriate for that kind of thing anyway. And so I thought, I'm just going with the ticket. So I just kind of lightly stamped these, not where they would be like really really dark with the music, almost vintagey looking in a way. And then I'm going to put some musical notes on one of them, just as a little bit of an embellishment. Not going to get heavy embellished on it, but just a little bit. And then here we go. Now, got another set of eighth notes. I love music. I've gotten to where I don't sing very well. I'm still on praise team, but my voice, I'm getting old. That's just all there is to it. And our choir, I still sing in choir, and our choir has gotten small, and we're down to like 2 tenors. I've always sung alto, and, well, not always, but that's what I call my first language. And we have a ton of altos, and so we were down to just no tenors practically. And so my voice has gotten so low because I used to sing soprano in our school choir just because I could, and we needed a first soprano. But I sang alto in our adult choir, and then in youth choir I sang tenor because we didn't have any boys that could read music, and if I could sing the tenor they could follow it. And so but I, as an adult, I've always sung alto, and I've gotten to where my voice alto is just kind of high for me. I've just had too many sinus infections and strep throats, and I just don't have it. I mean, I can do it, but sometimes I either have to just leave out a note if it gets real high, or just kind of pretend it. But anyway, so I've been singing tenor. But it is not my first language, I'll tell you. I have to think about reading bass clef. And why your brain just goes dead. I mean, it's still the same distance between the notes once you get on where you're supposed to be. But I'm getting better. I am getting a little better, but it's just, like I said, it's kind of like not my first language. All right, I wanted to tell you how I did this paper back here. I had, let's see if I can find, here it is. I had this sheet of 12 by 12, but it was a terrible color. It's like real yellowy and then not a true black. And so I thought, I need that. I don't want to stamp all of this, which I could have stamped it. I just went brain dead. But I thought, well, why can't I just copy this with my computer, the copy part of my computer, onto some ivory paper, just, using the black and white, not letting it be in color. And so I did, and that's how I got this paper. And I wish I had actually inked it, but I'd already done it, and so anyway. And then this is just 2 offsets and the title from my Cricut. So let's see if we can get this put together. And then we're going to be about done. If you didn't ever see that Miss Terry's video on making these tickets, you need to go back and find it. I mean, it was really inspiring. The stamps were really cute too. I just don't have a stamp die. I need to probably get one because they were really cute too. But it kind of inspired me to, oh, that was not good. I just dropped that. It inspired me to do it for this. Let's see, it goes like this. Yep. I do see something I left off of my little guy that we're going to have to go back and do. I just put that on the wrong side of that U. Tell you what, sometimes I amaze myself. It'll be all right. Sometimes I amaze myself. There, it'll be all right. You rock. My son's oldest son, their Christmas musical was really cute, and it was kind of a rock theme. They were dressed in their Christmas clothes and all that kind of stuff, but it was kind of a rock and roll theme, and it was really cute. So I think I can use this, and like I think I'll put it on a red, probably background, and I think it'll be cute. I've been using my Cricut because my silhouette's not cutting well, but I prefer my silhouette. As for titles, for sure. And I don't know if it's because that's what I got and learned first as far as the, electronic. I had an old Cricut, but as far as like, doing it through your computer. But it just is easier to place things and do multiple colors and all that kind of stuff on your, and you can cut them all at once, and it's so much easier. You can do all of that on the Cricut, but it's just so much easier on the Silhouette. Lots fewer steps. And then I just cut this out of that note paper also. Hope I'm not working off screen when I get down here. There we go. And then I notice a couple of things that I need to do. He has these little wristbands that I want to put on him. Maybe he performs so hard that he sweats. There's one. Whoops. And there is one. And then it's got the one on top of it. The little bitty black one on top of it. Let's do that on the band itself. I don't think that's held. These are getting pretty tiny. Here's one. My tweezers are so glommed up with glue, I can use them as a pickup tool. Okay. Now I think he's finished. There. I think he's finished. So we have our little musician. I don't know, I guess he's a singer. We have our tickets. We have our multi-layered title, and we have our journaling block. I wish, since these are kind of, you know, inked and almost kind of have that vintagey grayish look, I wish I had done something that would have made that the same way, but I made this first, and so there was no going back. No going back. So anyway, that's how it is, and hope you like it. Hope my partner, whoever I get, likes it, and I am going to toss in these little extras like the treble clef and these little notes just to splash around a page. So hope my partner likes it when the time comes. I thank you so much for dropping by. If you look down in the description, you'll find the Ginger's Corner information and all about the hops. You can join Ginger's Corner. You can go over there and just look at stuff and be inspired. You can join Ginger's Corner and participate with us. But it's a great community, a very uplifting, sweet community, and the description for all that will be down below. So I hope you have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.